children. Good afternoon, my wonderful pupils. Good afternoon, dear parents. How are we all doing today? Hope we are doing okay. This afternoon, we'll be treating our creative writing, and our topic is given a book report. Given a book report. At the end of the lesson, pupils should be able to give a report on the books they have read. They should be able to think ahead of a story by looking at the book cover. These are the objectives we hope to meet at the end of the lesson. What learning resources will we be making use of? We'll be making use of our literature book, that's the New Day, and the other resource materials that I will be using are sample book covers of storybooks. So I would like you to bring out your literature book right now and keep it beside you. Now, the first question: what do you do when you take a book to read? When you get a book to read, what do you do? What should you do first? Should you just flip open the book and start reading? No. So what should you do? Just like I remember always telling you in class that the first step or the first thing to do when you take a book to read is to go through the front and the back cover of that book. So you want to go through the book, try to find out the title of the book. You want to familiarize with the picture in front of the book. What does the book look like? What can you see on the front cover of the book? Who is the author of that book? What does the picture on the front cover tell you about the book? What do you think will happen in that story? These are the things that you need to find out first, or you need to think about first before you start reading a book. So go through the front cover thoroughly. What is the title of my book? What picture is in front of the book, and what does the picture say to me? For example, let's take a picture book. For example, this is the front cover of a typical storybook. So before reading or opening in the storybook to read, I will go through the picture on the front cover. So from the picture, I can tell that the title of this book is I Will Try. And it seems as if it was written by Emma and Ryan Powell. I'm looking at the picture now. I think it has a very beautiful picture, a very beautiful scenery picture. I can see trees. I can see some characters, some children. I can see some animals, two birds, and I can see a garden with beautiful flowers. So I would think about all the things I've seen and try to think ahead. What would this story be about? Would it be about the children playing in the garden? I think it might be about a set of children playing in the garden because I can see a garden and children. And I think it might be because the title says I will try. I think it might be about a set of children trying to do something for the first time, trying something out, maybe trying out planting or trying out a particular game. So you want to do that. Try to think ahead of the story. What would the story be about? Now, what is a book review or report? A book review is giving the detail of the book you have read, talking about the book you have read. A brief report or a brief discussion or a brief detail of the book you read is a book report. That's what a book report is, giving a book report. And what things should you say when giving a book report? What things should you say and what things should you take note of? Let's look at that. Things to take note of when giving a book report. When you want to give a book report, for example, we have a storybook, a literature book for second term that we all have and we're making use of now. If I ask you to give a report or a review of that book, what should you take note of? 1. The title of the book. That's one of the most important things to report. What is the title of the book you have read? The title of the book is often written the boldest on the book. like this one, you can see that I will try is written the boldest. It is very bold and clear, so that you can know that that is the title of the book. So the title of the book is always written the boldest. Now, the next thing to take note of is the author. We know who an author is, right? Yes, an author writes a story. So the author is the person that wrote the story. Who wrote that story you're reading? Like a sample book cover, you can see that it is written by Emma and Ryan Powell. So that means the author of this story is Emma and Ryan Powell. You see that it's written right beneath the title. So the author can be written beneath the title or on the side of the front cover of the book. The next thing to note is the book fiction or non-fiction? This particular aspect, I'm going to skip it for today, because next week we'll be talking about the different kinds of storybook, fiction and non-fiction. So we'll really outline what a fiction storybook is and what non-fiction storybook also is. So today you permit me to skip that little information. Now the next thing to take note of is the character. Characters are people in the story. Who are the people in the story? People, animal, things. These are the characters in the story. The people, the animals that you find in that story, their names, they are the characters. So you might want to take note of the characters in the story. For example, I know for a certain that one of the characters in the story book The New Day is Kim. So these are things that you want to also report when you are giving a book review. Next, what is your favorite part? So you want to give a brief summary. You want to tell us briefly about either your favorite character or your favorite part in that story. You want to discuss it briefly. For example, my favorite part in The New Day was when Kim, Joy, and their friend helped the old man cross the road. So you just want to outline it briefly, very briefly. Don't talk too much. The main point is what you just say. And then you rate the book. I love the book because it is interesting, or the book is great because it teaches us to be good. You might want to just outline why, rate the book. Is it great? Is it just okay? Or is it bad? Yes, sometimes you might read a book that you might not like. I don't like this book because it is too horrible or too bloody. There are lots of fights, and the pictures are the pictures show dangerous things, or the pictures are not so good, or the pictures are not clear, or the words are too tiny, or the book teaches us a wrong thing. So you might want to rate the book. Book rating is also part of giving a book report. How is the book? Is it a good book? Is it great? Is it okay? What is good about the book? So you rate the book as well. Now let's give it a try. Can you see a book cover? Yes, I have a sample book cover. Now let's give the book review a try. The title of this book is Think, Think, Think. Can you see? The Think, Think, Think is written boldly, so you can see that that's the title. Think, Think, Think. Law of Attraction for Kids. And you can see that below, the Think, Think, Think is at the top of the book. That's the title. Now, below the book, you can see a name by Michael Detrick. So, Michael Detrick is the author of the book. So, let's give the book review again. The title of this book is Think, Think, Think. The Law of Attraction for Kids. And the author is Michael Detrick. That's right at the bottom. You don't know the character yet because you have not opened the book. But from the cover of the book, what can you see? I can see a boy standing on a grass. And I can see a cloudy weather. I can see the cloud. The weather is cloudy on the picture. I can see clouds. So what the book might be about, the book might be about the boy enjoying a cloudy weather or taking a stroll down the garden. That's my own thoughts. I don't know yet what the book is about, but I'm just trying to think ahead. Okay, I know you two can give it a try. Give it a try. Try to give the book a try. Think ahead and give a brief review of the front cover of this book. Now, our task. You are to give a brief report of your own literature book for the term. That's our new day, the new day book that you are holding now. You are to give a brief report of your book using this template. You tell me the title of the book. You have to say it orally and you write it out. So what are the templates? What are you to take note of? Number one, the title. You tell me and write down the title of the book. 2, the author. Who wrote that book? 3, the book publisher. Which publishers published that book? The year of production. In what year was that book produced? The characters. You list the characters in that book. You write their names out and you tell me. And lastly, your favorite character. Who is your favorite character? You tell me. And the part of the story that you love the most. You discuss briefly. For example, if your favorite character in the book is Kim, you tell me what Kim did that you loved. Briefly. Kim helped out so. Just very brief. So this task, it will be done orally. So that means you are going to record a voice note and send to me orally. And written. Where are you writing it? In your 2D notebook. Remember I said all creative writing tasks will be written in the 2D notebook, not your regular home study note. Directive. Okay. The directions. For parents, guide your child in finding out the information, but give room for independence, please. Let my pupils be creative. If they want to probably draw a picture of their favorite character, give room for that. Let them draw, let them color it beautifully. And then, in as much as I said, a brief discussion, you can make it as interesting and long as you want. Your child can decide to make it as interesting as long as he or she wants. That's the favorite part of the story. His or her favorite part of the story can be discussed as long as he or she can really write out. So give room for independence and creativity. Let them write on their own as much as they can. And for pupils, find information you need from your literature book and write it down neatly. So you might want to take the front cover of your book and start finding out the information, put it down neatly, and then read the story before answering the last question. Your favorite character and part of the story, you might want to read the story first. You wouldn't know your favorite character until you read it, and neither will you know your favorite part until you read the story. So read the story before answering that question. And like I said, write in your 2D notebook only. And then you send to me. So you just send to me, I would confirm it, I'll give feedback. You're sending the oral and the written. I hope you learned something today. Yes, but for now, I'll say bye-bye. This is the end of today's creative writing lesson. Thanks for your time.